as you can see, I got an Aquarium Co-op CO2 regulator. Somebody sent this to me as it is broken, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't know if he, wants to be, whatever. And we're on the floor because I don't really have another spot with the tank and everything. There's the regulator. Open it up. Comes with some spare O-rings. That's always good. And then the cable for the solenoid, and then the regulator. Also comes with like a pamphlet on all the stuff you need. So here's the regulator. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure it's broken. That's step one to diagnosing anything. Make sure it's actually broken. And I'm not sure I showed you all this, but there's some knocks on it. So we definitely tried the hitting it technique, which is always the first thing you should do. And I'm not being sarcastic on that. If something doesn't work, give it a good smack. A lot of the times that'll fix it. Got the old wizard wrench. Wizard winch, yeah. Ooh, So obviously the newest wrench in my collection. Okay, should be good. Let me get the solenoid. Let me put some water in the diffuser so we can see, because it might just be a bad got a white gasket in here. It's interesting. Because it might just be a bad a bad dial or whatever. So this will give us some visual stimuli. It's good enough. That's more than you would want, but you only want it about a third-ish filled with water, but for what we're doing, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me get the solenoid plugged in. Whenever the solenoid is plugged in, it is on. So, yeah. And whenever it's not, it's not. So, there you go. It's on. Well, that's cool. It has a light on the connector itself as well as on the actual machine here. All right, so let's turn this on. Let's crack it open. That's leaking. Okay, that's not tight enough. Let me get it on tighter. Yeah, that seems pretty tight. Where's it leaking from? Let's see. Oh, it's leaking out of... Where is it leaking out of? Oh, it's leaking right here. Okay. So let me take all these off and I'll put some Teflon tape on them. Is that not in focus? There. I didn't realize those didn't have it on already. Nope. You can see the, give it a few smacks. Let me get a rag so I don't mar it up super bad. This will work. So I'm just putting a little rag around it so we don't mar it up. Turning this around. Yeah, it's coming. It seems like there's a little bit of tape on there. Evidently. Well, was there? So there's a little gasket in there. See it right there. And go ahead and blew through it to make sure it was working. That tastes funny. It's kind of sweet. I don't think I'll be using my mouth to do that in the future. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Blah. I'm just going to put the tape on everything and I'll be back. Alright, so I got it all unscrewed. I haven't put it together, but look at all these, that metal in there. It's like the threads got jacked up, but the threads on these guys, they look good, and the threads in here look good too. Like, did they just not, like, clean out after their tap, or there's a little bit of damage right there, but not that much, and it's in all of these holes. Crazy. So I'm gonna blow all this stuff out. I'm gonna blow, I think I'm trying to blow some air through the regulator and everything and see how that goes. But yeah, that's wild. Alright, I got all the metal out of these holes. Man, I'm not sure how they did that because these don't look, threads look fine on all of them. Like, the only thing I can think of is like maybe they tapped it after they put the gasket in. But why would you do that? Or maybe like at the factory, whenever they were putting these guys in, they like cross-threaded the crap out of it and ripped all the threads off this thing. And they were like, oh, let's, try it again. Put them back in and didn't clean them out. And this is a harder, seems, I would think, would be a harder material than this. So, I mean, maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But they're clean now, and I still got to put the tape on them, and then we'll see. I blew all these out. Like, I blew air in through here, and, we were getting air coming out of everything. So, I think it's good. I think it's just, I don't know, maybe because it was, leaking so much, or maybe like there's a little bit of some metal shavings blocking something or something. I don't know. All right, as you can see, we got it all back together with the old Teflon. And you can also see my rag technique. My players bit through the rag. So, but at least I tried. Anyhow, let's get this. This is seized. This thing's stuck where it is. It should move freely. Let me give it a whack. There we go. Got it. For some reason, I forgot this thing was aluminum, and I was smacking on it with a steel wrench. So now that's screwed up forever. Great. The higher quality regulators are made out of stainless steel, so we can tell just from that that this is not a very good regulator. Which, I mean, you wouldn't really expect that out of Aquarium Co-op. No shade to them, but they are not known as the, the highest quality brand out there. Not that you need, come on. You thread on, you frickin' clunker. Seriously? Okay, we can do it like this if you want to. That's fine. Doesn't bother me a bit. Okay. All right, let's try it now. Fingers crossed. Okay. Less leak, but we're leaking right in here. Let's see if we can get that a little bit tighter. If not, need to swap the O-ring out. I think we're going to need to swap the O-ring out. Yep. For sure. That's not falling down. I don't know what it is. Seriously, what's going on here? Okay, let's take this off and swap the O-ring. I'll be back. Okay, new O-ring. Turn it back on. We tighten this up. I shouldn't do that. Can stay there for now. Let's see. Good. Okay, we're holding pressure. Wow, that used a lot of my fucking CO2. Okay, we're building. 25. This is extremely sensitive. This is not a very good regulator. Not gonna lie. Let's get it to 50 and see if it holds. Okay. At least for now, I'm not gonna wait forever. All right, let's plug this thing in. Alright. It's working. This is a pretty freaking sensitive needle valve. Honestly, I think it's worse than my F-zone needle valve. Why is it? It's only freaking tight, like right here. Let me see. I kind of split the difference there, I guess. Let's get some soapy water and see if it's leaking, but boys, I think that fixed it. Soapy water, see if she's leaking. And I know y'all are gonna be like, you didn't even show any of the repair process. But honestly, if you can't, this is very simple. What I did here was extremely simple, and if you can't figure it out on your own, you should not be doing it. And I don't say that to be mean, but DIY isn't for everyone. Not that this is really DIY, but so we're leaking from right there. Go ahead and tighten it up. See, it's tight right there, but it's upside down. And I've tried flipping it around. I've done all sorts of stuff, and it just seems kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie. But it ain't leaking. So there's that. Now is the question. I'm planning, to be honest, the reason I didn't show that part is I figured something would actually be broken and we would be getting into the actual body of the regulator, but it wasn't, so we didn't. But I do have a video planned, and this is probably several years down the road, unless anyone wants to donate some regulators, because they're not exactly cheap, of taking apart the regulators and kind of seeing the differences. So far, I think this co-op regulator is probably going to be kind of, I'll say, lower on the overall build quality, but I haven't used it. I'm not sure how it holds pressure. Like maybe it holds pressure really good. I don't know. And what I mean by that is like I'll talk about that in the other video. All right, but anyways, I guess I almost feel kind of bad, for keeping it because there wasn't really anything wrong with it. Like, just cleaned it up. But I don't know. I would like to do that video, and I would like to have this in there. But I also know that video is going to probably be several years down the road, and I'm not sure he'd really want it back after all that, but I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it's fixed. Put the freaking Teflon on it. I mean, blow it out. Let's see if it says that in the instructions, actually. All right. Here they are. No, do not attempt to disassemble. Disassembling will void the 1-year warranty. This only has a 1-year warranty. That's kind of crazy. Don't let the regulator get wet or submerge it underwater. Injecting too much carbon dioxide is harmful to fish. Do not attempt to disassemble it. Avoid the 1-year warranty. Well, if you disassemble it, it actually fucking works. So here's all the stuff it comes with. Got some O-rings and stuff like that. And it'd be hard to get around not disassembling this thing because it's fucking aluminum. Like I said, the good ones are made out of stainless or at least brass. Gather materials, CO2 tank, blah, blah, blah. Check valve, CO2 computer. Alright, this is kind of hard to read through this camera, not gonna lie. If it was sitting outside for a while, let it sit up. Yep, that you do want to do that. Threads are different whenever they're cold or warm or whatever. And yeah, that's not a super big deal, but you know, it's a good idea. Align it, blah, 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 holding, blah. Close the fine-tune needle bow by turning it. Add on if the bubble counter has a built-in check valve. That's good. I'm not sure if my F zone has that. I should probably look that up because inline check valves are a real pain. Do not be alarmed if you hear this. What? Adjust the operating pressure relief valve so the operating gauge. Adjust the operating pressure valve so the operating pressure needs. I think I might cut this part out. So the instructions say, not shit, basically. But I mean, yeah. Here it is in all of its glory. You see it sideways because it's, you know, poorly designed. Ooh, now it's leaking. Now it's not. Oh, I don't know who did that. I think that might be user error on my end, honestly. Because it was tight whenever I got it. So maybe I do have the wrong one on the wrong one. I'll have to see what that looked like before, because now it's bigger on the side. And yeah, kind of the main reason I shot this video is whenever I was tearing apart the inside like I assumed I had to, I made sure everything got back together. But man, there's like some discoloration on this, and it's pretty beat up. You know, I don't know what's from the previous guy and what came like that, so you know, I don't really want to speak to the overall quality in that regard. But I mean, just overall, this regulator doesn't really, it's not a high-end regulator, but it's also not a high-end regulator price. So, but yeah, I guess that's all I have to say, really. See you guys later.